I am having a wonderful chat with Michael Sikich, pianist. He's going to be performing here in a bit. We'll mention all that good stuff. The Mozart by Candlelight concert. It's a tradition in Santa Barbara of over 30 years, easily over 30 years. Mozart by Candlelight at the First United Methodist Church in downtown Santa Barbara, 305 East Anapamu Street, coming up on Friday, this coming Friday, November 28th at 8 o'clock in the evening. It is the West Coast Chamber Orchestra, conducted shared conducting roles with Christopher Story VI, who is the founder of all these good things, and Dr. Michael Schassberger, whom Michael Sikich knows very well, I do believe. And we're gonna. It's a very interesting program, really. I'm not going to give the whole thing, but we also have Tamsin Besicki as a soloist. She is the concertmaster of West Coast Chamber Orchestra. She's going to play a little adagio for violin and orchestra of Mozart's. It's an entire Mozart program. But here's the interesting bit. Michael is going to be playing the first piano concerto of Mozart. Now we're talking 11 years old.
Yes.
The kid borrows tunes. And turns a sow's ear into a silver purse or silken purse, however that expression goes. We'll talk about that a little bit. And then also, I believe it's Dr. Schassberg is going to be conducting the Symphony Number 17, which is something from about the age of 16. So it makes us all feel extremely inferior about this kid, this Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Michael, let me just give me a little overview about your life in Santa Barbara, the teachers that influenced you. Throw it at me so people can get an idea of your early history.
Yes, definitely. Well, I started playing the piano at age 7 with Marilyn Clemens, and then switched over to study with Lana Bodnar. And so I've worked with the Bodnar family a lot with Nina as well, and Misha, the cellist.
Mm-hmm. Another musical family, as is yours.
Yes, definitely. So I was very blessed to be here, just sort of getting all this instruction from them. And I was also part of the Music and Arts Conservatory. Yeah. So I did a lot of chamber music there, and then had a lot of opportunities, like with the Young Solo Showcase, to solo with orchestra. So I had a wonderful upbringing here in Santa Barbara. And then now I'm at the Indiana University Jacobs School of Music. I'm studying with Edward Auer, and I'm just really enjoying it out there.
Now let me give a little catch up on what you have just said. Nina Bodnar was concertmaster of the St. Louis Symphony.
Yes.
For several years. Lana Bodnar, her mother, is the, I don't know, what do you call it, the mother hen of music making in Santa Barbara. I hope I haven't offended Lana at all, but she founded the Music and Arts Conservatory, a wonderful institution for young kids to have had this wonderful experience of playing chamber music together. I remember it very well. I was involved for a year or so. And now there you are at Indiana University with Edward Auer, whom I remember from Santa Fe Chamber Music Festival many years ago. What is that? How did the competition circuit go? How did that start to work for you as a young kid, and then getting up? Because I see you've been in competitions all over the place.
Yes, you spend a lot of years just studying, and competitions were kind of out of sight for me while I was just refining my craft. Especially in the last 2 years here, I've come to a point where I can sort of get out there. And actually this next year is going to be really pivotal for me. I'm working with my teacher, who was actually the first American to prize in the Chopin competition in Warsaw back in the 1960s, I believe. So he wants me to try for the Chopin competition for this next year, the 2015 one.
Wow.
So I'm getting ready for that right now. I'm getting about 2.5 hours worth of Chopin's music ready for that. So that's what my big goal is right now. And then this past year, actually, at the Jacobs School, I won the concerto competition and performed the Gershwin's Concerto in F with orchestra there. So that was a wonderful opportunity.
And that's quite a first-class collegiate orchestra. I mean,
they were wonderful.
Yeah, they're not fooling around out
No,
there.
they're not. So that was kind of within the school, but now I'm sort of branching out into the bigger arena there, and doing some different competitions, and it's exciting.
Yeah, it's exciting, and I suppose, come on now, confess, a little bit fearful?
Oh, definitely.
Because
there's so many great pianists in the world, and it's very competitive, but I love doing it, so I'm not so scared that I don't want to try.
Yeah, and by the way, that's the formula really. You have fear must be dismissed,
Hmm. Definitely, yeah.
and self-confidence and playing ability goes along with that. The comfort of just playing for people over and over and over again,
Oh, wow.
and then the competitions with all those major judges
Hmm.
giving you trouble and writing remarks and
Oh,
all that stuff. You're from a very musical family, the Kitich. Have I got that right?
Sikich.
Sikich. You know
Yeah.
why? I'm thinking always of another friend of mine, so forgive me.
Oh, no.
Sikich, excuse me. The Sikich family, your sister, I think you're at her home here in Santa Barbara.
Yes.
Give me a little overview. What's that like? I was all alone as a young musician in my family. What's that like when you have a whole musical family to live with?
Yeah, it's wonderful. My parents were they just had an idea that all their kids needed to study music, no matter the instrument. So they started all of us on piano at a young age.
Yeah.
So actually, my sister, who now lives in Texas, she got her master's degree in piano pedagogy, and she's a piano teacher. And then my sister-in-law, who married into our family, is just funny enough that she's also a pianist, and she
Hmm.
just got her master's degree from UCSB. So it's wonderful just having other pianists to play with in my own immediate family, and it's exciting to have that connection.
I'm having this fantasy about the need then to get a grant so you can have three pianos in one
Oh, yeah,
room, something like that.
that'd be wonderful.
And so what about this career path ahead for you? You're finishing up your bachelor's degree.
Mhm.
Then we'll talk a little bit about the program, but you're finishing up your bachelor's degree. What's next? You have to always be looking ahead. What's going on?
I really do. Well, I've been working with my teacher just to see where I could go, and I have a lot of different interests. So for a while, I thought maybe I would go into collaborative piano.
Hmm.
But then working with Mr. Auer and just seeing how much I enjoy playing solo recitals and things like that, it looks now that I'm going more in that direction. And I'm also getting a certificate in arts administration. So in the future, I could see myself as a leader in the arts world, say at a conservatory, chair of a department, or the dean, or something like that. Those are big goals, but I really enjoy leadership of that kind.
Yeah. So you are diversifying.
Yes,
It
and,
is.
and also I'm getting into conducting right now at IU. I'm working the independent study with the chorus master of the Atlanta Opera. So I'm working with him, learning the art of coaching and accompanying vocalists, and working with opera choruses. So at this point, I'm very, very much diversifying, but at the same time, really focusing on solo piano and seeing where that'll take me. Certain things like next year, I'm going to audition for the Young Concert Artist auditions in New York City, which my teacher also won that. So again, he's sort of guiding me in that process. So I'm really lucky to have him because he knows exactly what to do and is really helping
Uh-huh.
me with that.
Yep,
Uh,
and young concert artists I also had some experience with in the 70s, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
yep,
And they are still vital, and they are still very, very responsible for introducing great young artists to the world. So
yep, yep.
sounds like you're heading in exactly the right and very intelligent direction. Now
Yeah.
let's talk a little bit about this program. Let me just repeat once again: Friday, November 28th, 8 o'clock. First United Methodist Church, which is in downtown Santa Barbara for all of those in Southern California who might, I know there are a million concerts going on this time of year, but it's really a lovely idea. Mozart by candlelight. The church is lit up. It's an all Mozart program, so you can't hardly go wrong. Let's look at this first piano concerto. The kid is 11. I'm insulting him. The young genius is 11 years old.
Yes.
I've just earlier this morning had a good listen to it. He borrows, of course, from other composers, but I'm reminded of that scene from Amadeus where Maestro Salieri has presented a little welcome piece, and Mozart sits down at the keyboard and proceeds to, with at least theatrically speaking, giggles and laughter, make much of nothing. Tell me about this. How is it a first time? Yeah, first piano
Yes,
concerto, first time
definitely.
playing. Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
beauty. It's a
it
beauty.
really is. Yeah, when Dr. Schassberger approached me to do this, he was, recommending different concertos, and I'm familiar with obviously the later concertos as
Yeah.
most people are, but had never really given much time to the beginning concerto. So I listened to. There's about five there that Mozart composed based on other compositions by German composers, sonatas that he turned into concertos. So I really was attracted to this first one. Just has so much life, and it's very fun. And the second movement is very beautiful,
Yes.
and yeah, it's remarkable that he composed it at 11 years old because there's a lot of maturity there, even though it doesn't compare quite in sophistication to his later works. Obviously,
Mm.
he was just sort of learning the trade of composing for orchestra and how to balance piano orchestra. So it's very interesting to see him working through all this in still a very mature way for how young
Yeah.
he was. So I enjoy the work very much.
I had never heard it before this morning when I did a little prep for it, and almost immediately I realized this was just really a beauty. So
Yeah.
forget the number one. It doesn't mean first effort. It means this genius. I mean, no doubt about it. This
Right.
genius producing this work. Michael, what? I ask this question a lot, and probably my people are bored to tears with it now. But there's always, for me, for everybody else in music, because especially classical music, it's a very difficult profession.
Hmm.
It's very, very hard to have a career. What was that moment, if I may? How old are you now? 21, 22?
21.
21. So you're old enough for me to ask the question. What was that moment, or was there a moment when you said to yourself at age whatever, you said, this is good. I like this. I think I'll make my life doing this.
That's a very difficult question because it was a very natural progression. And I think I knew from a young age that I loved the piano and it was something that I was good at. I think probably my first time playing with orchestra, I
Uh,
played the first Beethoven concerto, and something about the that feeling of being on the stage and the support of an orchestra and everyone's attention is focused on you and you're just giving of yourself to them and just
mhm,
sort of pouring out your heart in music. It's
mhm,
kind of a surreal feeling, and I think I felt in that moment, wow, I love doing this. And yeah, like you said, it's a very, very difficult career, but I think if you love it, you'll get through it, and the work becomes a joy because the final product is so fulfilling.
yeah.
Um,
I don't regret a moment of my life in that sense, and I think all of us who are in any kind of artistic endeavor, our lives are so rich
mm,
and so blessed, as you said earlier. You used that word, and I'll use it. That nothing can keep us down when we have the joy of this great art music that is our lives. So,
definitely.
Michael Sikich, I hope I got it right that time.
Yes,
I want to thank you very much. Let me just review one last time because I forgot the ticket sales number, which is very important. Christopher Story would kill me if I didn't do this. Friday, November 28th, Mozart by Candlelight, a wonderful ambiance. The Symphony Number 17 is going to be conducted by Dr. Michael Schassberger, composed at the age of 16. That's also a very mature, very wonderful symphony. First piano concerto of Mozart is going to be played by our friend Michael right in front of us. The other works on the program, it is the West Coast Chamber Orchestra, November 28th, 8 p.m. at First United Methodist Church, which is right in downtown Santa Barbara, so people in LA can come on up and have an afternoon and a dinner and catch the concert. And here's the most important thing. The ticket number, it's the Arlington Theater box office, is 963 in area code 805 in Santa Barbara. 963-4408. Tickets run from 10 to 25 bucks. I mean, it's such a deal. So, Michael, it's been a great pleasure seeing you. I've seen you off and on. You sang as well. I remember you sub with the Westmont College choirs and orchestras and everything else under the sun, as I seem to recall, seeing many concerts
yes.
over the past couple of years. You're going in the right direction, I think. I think also arts administration is a very smart backup plan. Thanks very much. I'm looking forward to hearing that performance on Friday the 28th.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Michael.
All right, bye.
Bye.